Hi, my name is Emily, and this is the Delight Knits podcast. This is where I like to talk about all that I've been knitting on for the last 2-3 weeks. And so here we are. Today is Sunday, September 8th. I'm outside kind of close to the highway, so you might hear cars coming in and out. I apologize if that's fairly loud. I'm outside of the electric dog fence, so most of my dogs can't come and see what I'm up to. So that now that car's gone by, I think this is somewhere in the 50s episodes. I am too far from the house to pick up on Wi-Fi to look that up right now. So we'll just go with whatever number I put in the title. I've got one finished object and quite a few whips and something new to talk about today. So I guess we'll just get started. You might, if you've watched my previous podcasts, you might recognize something that I'm wearing. This is my finished object. It's finished. This version is finished, but there are lots of tweaks that I want to make before this becomes ever public. But this is my sweater design that I have been working on for quite some time. I think I'm going to call it my Brioche Point Sweater. Name may or may not stick, we'll see. But I used Ruby and Rose's yarns in, I think this, oh gosh. What did it, I don't even remember the name of the light blue. Sea Breeze, Sea Spray, Sea something, I can't remember. I will try and put it down in the description box below if I can remember. And then the dark blue variegated, which is on the cuffs here and is on the background of the brioche, is Fisherman's Hamlet. What was that? I can't remember. But let me stand up and show you. So it's very short. I have not blocked it yet. I ran out of the... It's gonna bug me now that I can't remember that name. I ran out of the light blue, and so I had done my sleeves first, got to where I thought they'd be fine, and they may be fine after blocking, honestly. Same thing with the length, but that's one thing that I want to just verify on. I still have all of my sleeve decrease markers in there, so when I write the pattern, I can, or before I block it, I'm gonna take them out and count it and make sure I have the right number written down. But yeah, let me move my chair and we can see a little bit more of this. So let's lift this up. We're just gonna do a lot of different stuff here. Okay, so you've got the point at the front, you've got the point on either sleeve, and the point in the back. This has turned out exactly how I want it to. Except for I want to do something different with the neckline. I think I want to cast on less stitches in the brioche and bring that in, and then maybe even do a folded over collar. I brought another sweater that I'm going to change into here in a minute. But it's my Dear Duomo fingering weight color sweater. And I like that look. I like wearing that look. And so I think that's what I want to do on this here instead. This ribbing looks very spread out and very messy to me right now. 1x1 ribbing does that, in my opinion. That's fine. It's too spread out for what it's intended to do. So we're gonna change numbers there. But everything else, increase length on the body. There you can see all the pickups. So this is short rows underneath here. I think that's a good number of cast on stitches there, for at least this size. I'd need to do the math and figure out for other sizes. Grading, I'm kind of scared to do. We'll see when and if that happens. I like it. I will be wearing this at DFW Fiberfest. Hopefully it blocks out. It's actually looking better now that I see it on camera. I am pretty happy about this. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something that you might want to see. But I'm enjoying it. Besides the neckline, I'm really enjoying this sweater and the camera. So let me situate this back to where I can sit down in my lawn chair. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the weather has today, this weekend, has been a change for us here in Southwest Arkansas. It's probably, I don't get it on my watch, it's probably the mid 70s or going into the 80s, but it is not 90, 100. The humidity is not up there, making it unbearable to be outside. So this is comfortable. And I may actually just stay in the sweater instead of changing to the other one. But, so Ruby and Roses yarn is what this one is. I've got a couple, actually, there's just a little bit of Ruby and Roses, not all Ruby and Roses. This is my, since I was going to wear it and I already kind of showed it, it's my Dear Duomo that I hacked to be in fingering weight. I think I have all the specs in the project page for this. But Ruby and Roses yarns, Baroque Cobblestone and Coral, maybe something like that. But all of her yarns, her in-stock yarns besides her Taylor Swift base, are on sale until they're gone, because she's switching to just pre-orders instead of holding yarn in stock for all the time. So go pick up that yarn if you, or some in-stock yarn. She has lots of speckled colorways, not so many tonals left the last time I checked. What else? Last time, okay, I've got four whips to talk about. This is one that you've seen in my String Crazy, Debbie of String Crazy bags. So in my original one, this is my Twisted Tea shirt by Briana Luppino, who also goes by the Little Wolf Knits. I had just split for sleeves on this, so I was about here last time you saw it, and so I have knit through the body, and I have just started the 2 inches of twisted ribbing. This, I still have sleeves to pick up, which I think you just pick up and do the ribbing, if I'm remembering from reading ahead earlier. So not much longer to go. I hope this will be finished this week. I kind of had a squirrel moment, and you'll see that here in a little bit. These yarns are, I don't know the colorway name for this one, is Ruby and Roses from a collection that she did that I did swatches for. Whoop. And the variegated is Dragon Horde yarn. I got it at Arkansas Yarn Co. for their yarn crawl when she was there. Lore fingering on Summer Spectre colorway. So there's her label. I think they're not usually pink. She did the pink labels for the yarn crawl because Lori's all pink. So that is that colorway. I had 2 skeins of that, and then I just had some leftovers, probably 80 grams left of that. Yeah, I think I'm doing size 3 or size 4. I think it's a 40-inch bust is what I'm doing. It looks like it's size 3. Yeah, that will be finished this week, and I'm excited to be able to hopefully get to start wearing that one soon. In there, enjoying that knit. It just got put down for a little bit because I was at a spot where I was taking a break from studying for my CPA exam, and I started another project, and this was great study knitting, so I kind of bounced away from it for a little bit while I was having a break from studying. Let's say that one for last. I've got in a By the Bay Bag Co. bag, I cast on a sock with some leftovers. So I've got 4 colorways of, it's a Berroco sock color or base where it's like mostly man-made fibers. I've knit a pair of socks in each of these, and this is what I have left over. So I'm gonna knit what I can sock-wise out of each of these. I didn't weigh them. This is all I've done. Not much at all. I like these bases for gifts. I'm not a fan of them for myself. So these will probably be gifted to my sister who likes all the scrappy socks. She's already got a pair of this that are scrappy from other colorways. So 2x2 ribbing for 64 stitches on a US 0. The little Texas stitch marker, I think was from the Sexy Knitter I got at the DFW Fiber Fest last year. I also got the By the Bay Bagco bag last year. The stitch marker on that, hi Jenny. Stitch marker on that other one was, I think, Sassafras Knits with like the stacked rocks or jewels, or they look like rocks to me. Yeah, that's just there if I need some vanilla knitting. That's if I've got projects that are not in vanilla knitting site. My next one, in a bag by Sassafras Knits, I cast on this pair of socks for Friday. We had a golf tournament at work that work was sponsoring, and so we were sitting outside waiting for teams to come by to the hole that we were sitting at, and so this was perfect to just pick up and go. Literally cast it on Friday morning. It's out of some Ruby and Roses yarn. I think this one's Archipelago, if I said that right. A beautiful green speckled. I think this was part of her Yarnary Islands collection, and I think there was a little bit left when she said something about it on Friday. But I am in the middle of the heel flap, slip stitch heel flap and turn is what I like to do. Again, 64 stitches, 2x2 ribbing for 20 rounds, and then I think I did a 50 round leg. It's just what I like. And yeah, those will be kind of after the heel, another just pick it up and go. I only have 2 9-inch circulars, so I will probably work on these and then take the other pair of socks that I just showed you and do the 2 at a time top thing that I usually do. I do not plan on purchasing more needles. It's just asking for chaos. But this is the first time in a long time, if ever, that I've had 2 different pairs of socks going at the same time. So I've got my dog Jenny right here. If you hear any noises, and she's gonna get up and think she needs attention now that I said her name. Last project. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that I had mentioned casting on. Dog, you got some stuff on your ear. Okay. Go lay down. Go lay down, please. Yes. In my string crazy big bag that I've got is my newest cast on. This is using Explore Knits and Fibers Cashmere Caverns sock in the colorway You Do Not Yield, from when I think it was Witcher Fibers did a Sarah J. Maas collection, and Allie was a guest dyer. So I think it's an 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon base. If it will focus. How do people even do this? They probably all have actual cameras. You get the gist. This is my Market Henley by Claire Jackson of Perfectly Knotted, and I've gotten quite a bit of it done. I'm so enjoying this project. It's a joy to work on. It's been all I've wanted to do, but once I realized I was super close on the other tee, I've been trying to focus on that instead. So this is a top-down Market Henley. So Market Henley is the name. The Henleys are super popular right now. So it's got like the split here where it's got buttonholes. I did attach this wrong and I had to redo it. where you join in the two front panels. I still have to come back and pick up the collar, but it's a top down drop shoulder with a little bit of short rows. I think I'm knitting the size 3 in this pattern as well. Yes, another same 40-inch bust. I like a little bit of room in my stuff. I don't like it super tight. So like the 2 to 3 inches of 2 to 4 inches of positive ease is perfect for me, depending on the day. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this. I'm so excited to wear this. I want it to be done. I want it to be done. But I'm also enjoying working on it. It's a fully textured in the waffle stitch. She's done a lot of waffle stitch patterns lately, or she's had test calls for them. But it's a joy to knit. I'm alternating now with my yarn skeins. I started alternating when I joined in the brown for the body, because it's just when you're doing it flat, it's not easy to alternate. Once I am finished with my first skein, which I'm so close, I've got this much left, I'm going to pick up and do the collar, and I'm going to pick up and do the sleeves. I love doing the sleeves first, so that way I can knit those to the length that I want. And then it's easier to figure out your sleeve length once you have your collar on. So that's one reason I don't like doing the collar. How am I saying this? I like having the collar already like pre-done when you're doing it top down, but it's also the picking it up brings it in more and gives it more structure. That's why I think this is pulling so bad, but it's also the brioche. Like, I feel like the brioche part, even though I've steam blocked it, it may even come out more, especially with this base. It's an 85-15 base. I think it's gonna stretch a whole lot more. This one, it's a different base, so we'll see. Just different construction methods. I feel like I'm all over the place. Oh well. Enjoy. So yeah, that's this one. There's not really much pooling. You can see it with the sun coming in. I love it. Perfect. I have so everything's to pattern on this. I did add one extra pattern repeat in the, like, before the sleeve split for the front and the back. I have these that I got from the Yarn Adventure truck Knit Unto Others when they were there, just some stitch stoppers, and that's about all that is. I think I cast that on like 2 days after the pattern released. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. My last item that I have to talk about is something that I have been saying that I've been wanting to do, that I kind of took a leap into getting started on early. And I might need to shift here. Let's see if I can shift here a little bit. The sun's coming into my face through the trees right there. Oof. No, uneven there. Sorry about this. Maybe that's better. Yes. So I've been saying that I have wanted to get into spinning, and that when I eventually pass my CPA tests and get my CPA license, that my gift to myself is an electric e-spinner. And so before I like jump into that, I'm very cost conscious, and I don't want to jump in and buy an e-spinner without knowing much about it, and I want to make sure I like it before I invest that amount of money. And I've reached out to my local knitting store, Knit Unto Others in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And I have been meeting with a lady there who has been teaching me how to spin for the last couple of weeks. I've met with her twice now. And we're just gonna have like a weekly, I meet her on my lunch breaks. I've so enjoyed it working with her, but this right here is the first yarn that I've spun on a drop spindle. You're over here. I don't remember. Oh, I think it was a Polworth is what this was. She has just brought fiber that she has in her stash that she's allowing me to use. And I've gifted her some yarn and stuff. We've done some trade-offs. It's been fun. But this is my first attempt at a drop spindle, and I think it's gone very well. I have so enjoyed getting to do in person with somebody, because watching on YouTube, while yes, I can get so much information, I can't have somebody like they watch me and say, hey, I think if you do this, it'll help you. Or, hey, I think, like, just point out little things that you're doing that it's hard to diagnose yourself as you are learning a new craft. And this is something that's definitely, like, it's so new. Even though you're making yarn for knitting, it's so new. But I'm enjoying it. So I've got this one. I also did, nope, not that. I've also done this one. I think she said it was a Tarky base. And fiber goes everywhere. That's what I've learned. So this one was a Targy base. Definitely thick and thin spots, but it's getting better. And I wound it on here so tight, my toilet paper roll is going. But I was so proud of myself. I did this one all on my own. She wasn't there to help me. So yeah. And then I also had started this past Wednesday spinning on a wheel in the store. So I don't have that like work to show with me. It's still on the wheel there. And it's enjoyable. It's a rabbit hole I will be diving down. So, on the wheel, I am spinning. She had brought me a bat from her stash of this yarn here, of just a mix of stuff. It's got some sparkle in there, but this is part of what I was spinning on the wheel at the store, where you've got the pinks on one side, the blues and purples on another. I don't think she remembered what type of wool it was, but this is what's on the wheel. I haven't done anything with this yet since I've just brought it home to get it out of the store type thing. I'll probably spin on it some more on Wednesday. She also gave me one to work on here at home since as like practice, just to keep it going, of this one here. So it's got lots of sparkle in it. This is from a local dyer or a local farm who doesn't sell anymore, local to Arkansas. They don't sell it anymore, so you can't get it, but it's Wool, Firestar, Bamboo, and Angelina, whatever that is. And so I've started spinning that up this weekend, and on the drop spindle. So this is also like the store's the one that's on loaner for me for learning, and this is where I'm at spinning wise. I have greatly enjoyed it. I'm getting it figured out. I'm getting the muscle memory in there of drafting and all that kind of stuff. Those birds are getting annoying, I'm sorry. So yeah, I am so enjoying all of that. I'm getting finer. My goal, maybe with this, maybe with something else, we'll see, is to spin enough yarn to do this, but I want the yoke, so you'll still have the main color, which is the light blue, where it's the collar and the body, but I want the light blue, the light blue would be the background, and then I want the hand spun to be the foreground of the brioche. I won't do contrast cuffs like I've done here, because that is, I was running out of yarn and that's the only reason that happened on this sweater. I won't for the hand spun sweater. So I just want the hand spun to be the foreground of the brioche and to stand out like that. So that is my goal, is to get a somewhat fingering sport weight, which I know is more difficult when you're learning spinning, so it might be a bit before I have that kind of a project. But that is my eventual goal with this sweater. So yeah, and I'm holding that in an old By the Bay Bagco bag. I don't think they even have this style, which By the Bay Bagco doesn't sell anymore like online. Their DFW Fiber Fest, I think, is going to be their last show, and then they'll just take wholesale orders. So I hope to get a bag, or I've got so many bags this year, but I want to get one more bag. I know my cream El Grande I want to replace with a colored El Grande. We'll see what colors they have available. That's my purchase plan so far. So I don't think they have this style anymore. I do. So earlier I was spinning and I broke my yarn, broke the ply or whatever that I was spinning, because it got too thin, and so I just broke it off instead of trying to reattach it, and it spun it back in. And so this is what a 2-ply of what I'm spinning would look like. And this just makes me more excited, because that is like the consistency that I want. I'm so excited. Okay, let's try that again. Ran out of storage. Part of the course. I'm excited to, I think I was talking about this. So you can see where I've over twisted, or I have some over twisted spots, but let's see. I think in like washing and thwacking that might help. I've still got a lot to learn, but my knitting teacher, Miss Patsy, will definitely help me out. I've bought some fiber. I have plans to buy some fiber. I've more fiber at DFW Fiber Fest. Instead of yarn, I might go fiber heavy. I plan to buy my own drop spindle, but I want some more recommendations from my spinning teacher. And so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with this part of my hobby and life. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm excited to delve more into it. I think DFW Fiber Fest is in 2 weeks. As of right now, I'm planning on being there. Plans could change and I may not be able to, but as of right now, I plan on being there all day Friday and all day Saturday. I don't have any classes. I just kind of plan to walk around the marketplace and sit around and hang out with some people. And that's about it. So, before I just start, going off, I need to go get some studying done. Got another test coming up towards the end of October, and then hopefully just one more, right? If I won't find out about the results on the one I took in August until November. And then if I take or the one I take towards the end of October, I think is sometime in December that I'd find out. And then if I pass both of those, there's one more that I hope to take in December and be done, which would be fantastic. So wish me lots of luck, and my family lots of luck as I study, spend all this time studying. So yeah, I don't know when I will see you next, but I will see you soon. Bye.